It says, Dear Joe, it's good to be working with you again. Martin Scorsese. That was my Martin Scorsese invitation. What's up, everybody? This is Joseph Sikora, and this is GQ's 10 Things That I Cannot Live Without. Look at the color of my skin. I'm translucent. Sunscreen is very important to me because, like I always say, I come in the colors of the Polish flag, white and red. I got one here for my rosacea. I got my New York favorite, Kiehl's, another like fancy pants one that my wife has me wear every now and again. Full body, arms everywhere. Like, give me my SPFs, make sure they're on my face. I wear them rain or shine, summer or winter. I gotta have sunscreen on at all times. My next essential item is a yoga mat. I try to take one everywhere I go. It's just nice to have this. I was doing a movie with Dion Taylor called Fear that you should go check out. And I was doing jump squats in a HIIT class and I broke my kneecap because I was doing it on concrete and stone floor. So now I wisely, after I healed, bring my yoga mat everywhere that I can because you need a little bit of cushioning. I love to do yoga, but I also love HIIT classes, and I have found you don't need a whole lot of weight to get results. You just need to not eat as much as I want to and be consistent. People say, you know, eat to live, don't live to eat. I live to eat, I don't care. And one of those items is Jardner, especially hot Jardner. Now, the GQ team, as talented and as wonderful as they are, this is not Chicago authentic Jardner. It might do in a pinch, I gotta tell you. I put it on everything. I put it on pasta, I put it on pizza, anything even slightly Italian. I put it on sandwiches. I love an Italian hero, of course. You have to put it on Italian beef, and I get my beef dipped. It's kind of this wonderful mash of au jus and Jardner with the spicy oil, and made my mouth water just now. Let's check it out. I'm not opposed to licking my fingers either. We got a good piece of cauliflower here too. Cauliflower is good. It's heavy on the pickling, on the vinegar, which you don't want to be overpowered by the vinegar. This is super not Chicago, and it's super watery here. In Chicago, it'd just be pure oil. This ain't hitting it right, but it's a decent try. This is mild. Ugh, I'm already nervous. Oh my God. No oil, just in water. Bizarrely, it's almost better because without the spice, it's like it's a different animal. Pickled vegetable, but it's just, there's kind of a freshness, as you can tell there's a crunch to it. I'm gonna give it a solid 2 and say peace. Okay, for my next essential, it's a bit of a surprise. It's actually a beautiful hero sandwich for you. No, it is a very special and dear thing to me from my good friend, the drama king, the street sweeper, DJ K-Slay. He made this for me with my graffiti name on it. He put Dez TMT, which is a huge honor. Growing up, being a graffiti writer, having that be so much a part of my identity, part of the reality of my urban experience. Des1 is one of the prominent graffiti writers of all time in history. This is a beautiful reminder of meeting one of your heroes, and this is super special to me. I can't believe I'm getting choked up. I'm a little embarrassed. He gave me a lot of belief in myself and my claim that maybe rap is something you do, but hip hop is something you live. My playlist? I'm all over the place, but I love that golden era of hip hop. You know, Rachael is always on my top 5, and Big L, and J. Rue the Damager, and Big Daddy Kane, and I still love Kumo D, and I love the war between Kumo D and LL, and you know, it was kind of that golden era of hip hop that brought the brands like, you know, Brand Nubian and Jungle Brothers and Tribe, and just this wonderfully inclusive era of hip-hop that was respectful of everybody in some capacity, and it was about knowledge and progression. It felt good. Next essential item that I can't live without, it's my money clip, money grip. A money clip is so much better than a wallet for me because it's just, you pop it out, you got all your bills here, can't go nowhere without a hundo. This will buy me a coffee and a sandwich in New York. I have a funny little Visa card that you can get clothes on that my mother-in-law gave me, and I think it's got 50 bucks on here, and I still haven't spent it. I'm kind of a cash guy. And then I have my Chicago Ventra card. It's the Chicago version of this. This is for the L train, the CTA. I didn't have these forever because I was against them. One of my favorite possessions is my Metro card. How do you get anywhere in New York without a Metro card? When people are too bougie to have a Metro card, I'm sorry for you sitting in traffic and breathing in those fumes when you be surrounded by wonderful New Yorkers in a sea of humanity and get wherever you need to go in all of the 5 boroughs. I like tangible stuff. This lion, the Leo, this is one of my essentials because it was a really difficult time in my life. I had recently gotten stage fright here in New York on Broadway. And then I ended up doing a play at Chicago Shakespeare, Cymbeline. Sean Cross, who played Imogen, the lead in the play, and I played her star-crossed lover, posthumous Leonidas, which obviously Leonidas meaning the lion. She gave me this afterwards, and it was a long journey for both of us. She's one of the country's premier Shakespearean actresses, Sean Cross, and I'm not. She gave me this afterwards because we really came far in our friendship and going through a Shakespeare play. The bard's words are pretty difficult a lot of the time. And it was really an accomplishment and the beginning to getting over my stage fright, which took me about 10 years to get over, and I'm still getting over it. I still have stage fright, but it was during the Power show where I felt the freedom again to play and not to be quite as stressed and have fun in the moment, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And this reminds me that I'm eternally grateful and I can conquer my fears. A big bad lion. Arr. My next essential is a thank you card from a very special director named Martin Scorsese. This is when I was doing Boardwalk Empire. I had just done a tiny little role in Shutter Island, and then I got cast in Boardwalk Empire. And it's also very special because on this same day that I got this thank you card from Martin Scorsese is the exact same day when I first met the woman who would become my wife. So, very special. It took me a long time. I've been acting 37 years. Because I was not successful, but consistently acting, mainly doing theater in Chicago, I never really claimed being an actor. It wasn't until probably about 15 years ago that I felt like, you know, I'm an actor, and a certain sense of coming into my own and being the person that I was becoming and owning it. And Marty was incredible. You know, I'm in Chicago and I'm too humble. Oh, I'm just happy to be here and stuff. And he's like, no, you're here for a reason. You know, stand up, be proud, put your chest out. What do you got there in the notebook? And I'm like, oh, I just wrote the backstory for this character. He goes, read me the whole thing. So I ended up reading Martin Scorsese 3 full single-line college-ruled pages of my backstory of my character. It made me feel really good and important, and I'm grateful, super grateful to him. And that was kind of really a starting point for the rest of my career. It says, Dear Joe, it's good to be working with you again. Martin Scorsese. That was my Martin Scorsese imitation. My next essential is the dog tags. It says James Barr, which is the character that I played in the Jack Reacher movie, Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher movie. Why are these so important to me? It was more than just the character, but it was the relationships. Obviously, I love Tom Cruise. I'd love to work with Tom again. He's a consummate professional. I can't say enough nice things about Tom Cruise. A super nice guy, always remembered my name, consummate professional, and demanded that you bring your A game. I am for all of those things. But I met one of my best friends, Jai Courtney. I'm so grateful for the friends that I've made in the entertainment industry, other actors, because I think it's harder than you think. There's such a weirdness in this business, competitiveness, judgmentalness, jadedness. So when you find the good ones, you want to keep them close. To play a pretty backwards, awful murderer, James Barr, and to walk away with so many positive things is no small feat.
Do you keep a lot of props from shows?
Not a lot. I kept the bullet that Tommy used, the blank to kill Angela, but it is fun to look at. I'm just like, oh, look at this. This is the one that got her. Next up on this journey, art from the Sikora family. The first option I'm going to show you, it's a charcoal drawing that my little niece did, and I think she was 6 years old when she did this, and my wife and I were just blown away. Arwen, you are an incredible artist, don't ever stop. And I have no idea what this means, and I'm wondering if a 6-year-old, or maybe she was 8, but no older than that, knew what necessarily this means either, but it's like such a wonderful reason to make art. is just to express. Something I think everybody sees is love and unity and oneness. Part 2 is my mom's painting of a sunset in New Buffalo, Michigan. Isn't that unbelievable? Like, every time I look at it, I feel like it's a window and I'm actually watching the sunset. My third thing is this box that my brother made for me for Christmas, and I don't know which Christmas. You probably can't see, but there's a little Santa Claus on there, done with crayons, and it says here, Joe, I'm sorry for all the bad things I did. I keep this box every single place I've ever lived. I store different things in here. Oh, and here's, look, there's E.T. My grandmother was an artist. Art was always something that she did. My mother is an incredible artist, and I'm okay. Hey, thanks for having me, GQ. I'd love sharing my 10 essentials right now. And don't forget, you gotta watch Power Book 4 Force, September 1st on Stars.